Are you a weeb whose entire personality is anime? Maybe learning a little Japanese before your trip, or maybe you're trying to learn a different language. Well, this video is for you. I became fluent in Japanese in just 1 year. Just kidding, this is how it actually went. Why did I decide to learn Japanese? After watching a bunch of anime and binge watching Abroad in Japan videos, I became a certified Japanophile. That's it. I wish I had a better story. One night, I thought, if I were to learn Japanese, how would I do it? I stumbled upon this guy's YouTube channel and here I am now. I started off by making flashcards in Anki, a flashcard software, along with watching grammar videos based on the Genki textbook. By the way, I never bought the actual textbook, I just watched the videos. I learned some basic words, as well as some words I definitely did not need that early, but I was making progress. After some months of slowly learning vocab and grammar with the videos, I sort of lost motivation and went down a huge rabbit hole of language learning videos, a lot of them like this one. After some months of studying how to study, I decided to follow the book Remembering the Kanji. If you don't know anything about the Japanese writing system, it has 3 scripts, hiragana, katakana, and kanji. Hiragana and katakana both have 48 characters, but kanji is made up of a few more. There are tens of thousands of them, but they're all made up of only 214 smaller parts called radicals, which often make up each other, and a lot of them are their own kanji. The book Remembering the Kanji teaches you all the regular use characters that a native Japanese person would learn by high school in a mere 3 months as long as you put in the time. I decided that I was going to take this seriously, so after only a month and a half, I learned the first 400 and gave up. I was demotivated by the book's lack of correlation to the actual frequency of the characters, the lack of connection to actual Japanese that I can use, and how grindy it was. I started binging language learning videos again, and finally learned how I was going to learn. This is when I started the Japanese Core 2K6K deck, which contains 6,000 of the most common Japanese words. I had some vocabulary, but didn't know much of their correlating kanji. After about 3 months, I got to my 700th vocab card, and since I was learning kanji along with my vocab, I'd also learned about 450 kanji characters, all while learning grammar whenever I felt like it. Throughout this process, I was listening to a little bit of Japanese with the beginner podcasts and a little bit through anime. I finally felt like I was getting better, and then one day I realized that I could actually kind of understand stuff. This is when I decided to start sentence mining. Sentence mining is when, while immersing, you find words that you don't know and make flashcards with them to review. What's immersion? If you've watched a few Japanese learning videos, you've probably heard about it already, but the idea is that as your proficiency in a language grows, you should start consuming more and more of the language. It can be by watching shows, listening to podcasts, music, or talking to other people. As long as you're hearing the language, it's considered immersion. Along with my mind flashcards, I started learning their kanji, and that's where I am today. In a little over a month, I learned about 500 words and around 500 more kanji. And then I got a little burnt out and decided to make this video. Here's what my speaking sounds like. 言葉が分かりにくかったらごめん。日本語で言いたいことを完璧に手伝うことはまだだから、英語のサブタイトルとちょっと違う。日本語で会話せずにずっと自分で話す練習をしてた。正直中国時日本語を勉強してみて失敗しちゃった。言語の勉強の方法はよくわからなかった。今のレベルは JLPT の N4 ぐらいだと思う。12月に試験を受ける。今の話は前に書いといたけどまだど下手はずだ。このまま会話してみたら言葉が詰まって単語を間違って言いたいことを手伝えられないことがいっぱい起こっちゃうはずだ。では勉強のアドバイスをあげてみる。日本語ができるようになりたいからこの動画を見てたらこのリバキリさんのシリーズはおすすめです。文法は大気ヌさんのを勧めたけど他の方法がいっぱいある。あとたくさんのものは教科書を使わないべきだとか最初に話す練習するべきじゃないとかことが言うけど頑張って諦めないと問題が絶対直せると思う。やる気は保つために進むの速さより勉強の楽しさを大切にして最後にこの動画を完璧に訳してみた。日本語の字幕がある。And that's all I have to say. This video is a lot of fun to make. I'll probably do another one next year. Thanks for watching. Bye.